In 1864, a gold discovery was made in Nevada's Esmeralda County, and although some miners extracted gold, it wasn't until 1989 that the mineral-rich gold mine was born. The mine produced 575,000 ounces of gold, but in 2017, mining was halted. Today, we're going for a run with CEO of Scorpio Gold, Zayn Kalyan, as he explains how they're planning to restart operations and hopefully extract another 250,500 ounces of gold.
Yeah, so Nevada's really at the core of kind of our identity as a company. Needed a restructure, needed a fresh team, and needed to be recapitalized.
We're in beautiful Vancouver, BC today, joined by Zayn Kalyan, CEO of Scorpio Gold. Good to have you with us today.
Great to be here, Carlos. Nice to meet you.
Of course, nice to meet you as well. Before going into the company, I'd like to know a bit more about your background. You know, I know you were an investment banker. You also were in tech companies, tech startups. So expand on this. We'd like to know.
Yeah, I started my career as a software engineer, and I really kind of expanded that. Exited a company in 2017. Started investing some of my own money, kind of transitioned into more of a banking role. And then kind of mining being Vancouver's, I'll call it cottage industry, got the opportunity to invest in some mining companies. Defense Metals, which was actually one of the first companies I ever invested in, did some consulting work for. Now it's part of Discovery Group, John Robbins' mining group. And since that time, saw an opportunity last year to get involved with Scorpio Gold, and really see a great opportunity in Nevada to build an exciting gold producer.
Right, 100%. Before going more into that, actually, what's like the day in the life of an investment banker, if you can like let us know?
Yeah, it involves, I guess, evaluating a lot of opportunities, being creative in structure. I think finance is it's a great field because you can really have an opportunity to be creative,
right,
in how you develop structures that work for certain kinds of companies. And yeah, it's a pretty great environment.
So how did you use that creativity into Scorpio Gold? Like, how did you structure it financially, and maybe talk about the cap structure there?
Yeah, so when we approached Scorpio, we didn't really have an understanding of how their current financial position.
Right.
Company's been around for a long time, has produced.
Okay, so you used to be a producer before.
Yeah, the current company has produced nearly 300,000 ounces since 2009. And really kind of needed a restructure, needed a fresh team, and needed to be recapitalized. Company went to care and maintenance in 2017, really reevaluated its projects, and needed to kind of, needed a reboot, ultimately. So with that, we were able to approach it and be creative in how we restructure the company as well as refinance it. So originally, when we got introduced to the company, had 210 million shares out. We rolled that back 9-for-1, 23 million shares, vended in our private company, Altus Gold. Altus has a exploration project on strike with the Mineral Ridge mine.
Right.
Consolidated the whole Mineral Ridge with the vend-in of Altus, and then we recapitalized the company with a $6 million financing. We closed in February.
So Zayn, why Nevada? Why is it a good jurisdiction, and why did you choose to go there?
Yeah, so Nevada's really at the core of kind of our identity as a company. As I said, company's been operating since 2009, was founded on the basis of two really great assets, Goldwedge, Mineral Ridge, both acquired from Waterton. And I think ultimately it's a great jurisdiction, number 2 in the world this year, as rated by the Fraser Institute after Western Australia. Last year it was number 1. And with the current macroeconomic climate, I really feel that there is this focus on tier 1 jurisdictions, great rule of law, obviously the US being the largest economy in the world. And I think there's a shortage of producing assets in the US. And ultimately, I think from a retail investor base and an institutional investor base, there's going to be a really renewed sense of focus on US assets as we start to see gold price continue to appreciate, and then ultimately, hopefully, a commodity market and junior commodity market build out of that.
Totally. So then, is there any shareholders you can discuss, major shareholders that are involved with the company? And also, what was the strategy to get them to be involved?
I'd say getting the interest of some of these big mining investors and really strong shareholders like Adrian Day, David Schmidt, really just speaks to the quality of the assets that we have. Nevada being a great jurisdiction, but also having assets that are permitted, have production history, have water rights, are with lots of infrastructure. All of these things really led to a renewed interest on the projects and also a shorter time frame to production. Because we have this permitting, it makes it really unique, where has a lot of assets are 5-10 years out from production. We're talking about going into production much sooner, and that ability is very unique, especially in Nevada.
So yeah, with that great asset, you said, you already have the permitting. You're currently drilling. Talk about those drilling results. Are they out yet, or there's some more coming
So we
out?
have the drilling results are coming out. We have a lot of historic drilling, nearly 100,000 meters of historic drilling, over 1,200 drill holes, and we've modeled an internal resource at Manhattan based upon those results. And we're working towards getting out a formal resource, early next year, based upon those results, as well as the current drilling that we're doing.
So early 2025 is when those results should start coming out. People should start seeing that in news releases.
Q1 2025. But the initial drill results from the campaign that we're currently doing, those are coming in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great, amazing. So let's go a little bit in the macro of things now. Gold is at an all-time high. How does that affect a junior mining explorator? I mean, you're junior, but also, like you said, we're doing this before.
But we are junior still. I would hope that it would affect our company better, our share price better. I just don't think we have that junior mining market yet. Gold price, obviously, all-time highs, starting to see kind of the major producers realize more profit, better margins. I think as that continues, as we start to see the gold price stabilize, we're still going to be in a much better place on the junior markets, but we're not quite there yet.
Right. And if we go even broader, like with the U.S. debt that's really high, the situation right now with the election, Trump maybe getting in, who knows? Like, how do all these, macro affect, and what would be good for mining?
De-dollarization. Gold needs de-dollarization, as well as devaluing in the U.S. currency. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see interest rates come down. That'll be good for gold. Ultimately, I think if we continue to see the shift away from the dollar as the world's reserve currency, you start to see China, the rise of China, countries like Saudi Arabia, India, moving into other forms of reserve, especially gold. I think that'll be great for the gold market. And then ultimately, I think a junior commodity market, as the world economy rolls over, all of that will affect gold positively. But ultimately, I hope we see further appreciation in assets like copper, silver, all these other metals. I think are going to start to see a lot more appreciation as well.
There's multiple assets that, speculators or investors can get in. There's crypto, there's real estate, there's other vessels. Why would someone get interested in a junior mining company like yours at the moment?
Yeah, I think we're at the early innings of a big junior mining market. I think now is the time to get invested. Crypto, obviously, I think has stolen a lot of the retail attention from what would historically be a great junior mining market, especially with gold where it's at, and even copper and other metals. But I do feel that we're kind of at this turning point where as the global economy starts to turn over, we have this new cycle of interest rate cuts. We're going to start to see more interest in junior mining, especially as commodity prices start to continue to increase and we rebuild the economy. And I think it's just it's great timing. That's why I think retail investors, junior investors should start looking at turning their attention back to junior mining.
Zayn, is there, before we finish off this run, is there anything else you want to add to anyone watching, to our audience? Where can people find you? What's your ticker?
Yeah, so our ticker is SGN. We trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture. Also SRCRF in the US on the OTCQB. Ultimately, I think we have a pretty unique story. Permitted assets, tons of infrastructure, water rights in one of the jurisdictions in the world that's very tough for water historically.
Because it is dry there, you gotta bring water.
Very dry, yeah. Death Valley is an hour and a half away from our project, or one of our projects. Ultimately, I think that unique value proposition of having historically producing assets in this company, track record of production, short time frame to future production, really makes us unique in a great jurisdiction, and we're severely undervalued from my perspective.
Great. Well, we'll keep an eye out for those drilling results that are coming up, those next milestones. We'll have their website in the caption below. Also, reach out to management if you have any questions. So thanks so much for joining.
Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate it.
Thank you.